If you want to make more money with your apps, then by the end of this video, you'll have the exact 7 steps needed to go from 0 to 1K per month and beyond. If you don't know me, I'm Milos Jokic and I help app founders make more money. So I'm a 100K app founder. I made more than $5 million for my clients. Been building apps since 2011 and I'm a Toptal Flutter tech lead. I also run a more than 1,200 app founders community and I have a paid community where I help app founders get to 10K per month as fast as possible with my help. So what you're about to see will be based on my app growth workshop. So it was a 7-day workshop where 114 app founders participated and I showed all the steps. So this is me and this is the rest of the folks that were part of the workshop. So Fakir will increase conversion rate by 3 times. Yassine got his first paying subscriber. Thomas also got his first paying subscriber. These were some of the posts inside of the group while the workshop was happening. A lot of feedback, a lot of great discussions. And these are the 7-day trainings that I recorded for everyone. So Arnold said it was one of the best and most meaningful workshops he ever participated in. Dennis says, great workshop, very valuable information. Fakir says the best path to follow when it comes to creating and generating successful mobile apps. And Aitor says great workshop, concise and practical, got a lot of value. That's why I converted. And Aitor is one of the paying clients right now, actually. And yeah, a lot more other great feedback. So what I decided to do is just give you everything. So what you will see is back-to-back all the 7-day video trainings, completely free for you to enjoy and to start growing your apps and making money. So enjoy and good luck. Welcome to day 1, model and analytics. Let's go. So you might be thinking, should I go all in with one app or build multiple apps and then pick the one that gets traction and grow those first? And my reply is neither. So let me tell you all about it. The model that I have is based on this thing first. So founders believe I just need a perfect app idea and it will take off and I'll make money, right? And in reality, what you need is and what the model is. So first you need niche with money. Then number 2, you need a painful problem that niche has. And then third, marketing, which is your app store. And number 4, product, which is your app. So we will be covering all of this in the workshop. And if you are missing one, it will be very hard to make money with apps. So we need all 4. So my solution for the one app versus multiple is a third option. So first, pick one app, then number 2, master the model with it, and only then number 3, apply the model to your next apps. So you don't need to really launch 10 or 20 and take one that takes off, or you also don't need to go all in on one app for 2 years. You just need to pick one app. If you have it, that's awesome. If you don't have it, then launch it. Then master the model that I will present on this workshop. And only once you've mastered, applied all the steps, tried everything, then you can continue applying the same model to your next apps, either live or the future ones that you will build. And this way you'll accomplish 2 things. You will learn what it takes to make money with apps, but you will also be doing the steps on your app, which will, as a result, grow your app and make you more money. So, number one, part 1 of the model is the niche. So just a thought experiment. Do you think you'll make more money by helping students take notes together or helping families buy a new house? Right? And this app is actually Zillow. So they are doing, I believe last year they did $2.something billion in revenue. So yeah, you get the idea. Solve rich people's problems, they pay better. And one note on this, your app might already be good enough, but the reason why you're not making money is because it's for everyone, right? You really didn't pick a specific niche, and you need to narrow it down. And that way, marketing and product becomes easier because you know exactly who you are helping and what you are helping them with. And we will focus on this in day 2. And if you want to go deeper in this topic, watch this video. So this is from my course that I used to sell for $980, but it's free right now. It's called Profitable Ideas. So I have, you can watch this video and then complete this category king document on your own. But we will be diving deeper on this in day 2. So number 2, problem. Once we pick the niche, then we need to pick a problem the niche has. So a common problem I see and that I used to make for the first few years, sadly, is I built apps and then I was searching for a problem or a niche. So don't do that. Don't be me. Don't build apps in search of a problem or a niche. Pick a niche first, then pick a painful problem that the niche have, and then build an app to solve that problem. And what you realize is that like people suffer, people feel pain. So everyone has a problem. Like every niche has, some sort of problem. And the bigger problem you pick and the more pain you alleviate with your solution, the more money you will make. Again, it's that example of like buying a new house versus helping students take notes. Then number 3, marketing. So I identified 9 steps you need in order to succeed on the App Store. So we will be covering this a lot deeper, but for now, it starts with competitor research. So find all the apps that are like basically stealing your users right now. Then number 2, we need to position your apps so that you don't even need to compete with them, but instead you steal their users. And I will give you an example how I did it with my top app that was in the meditation space. So super crowded, super competitive, but it was like easy to get users and cross $100,000 in revenue with that one. Then number 3, the app icon. So here's a quick tutorial on how to pick an app icon that will get you more users. You can watch this one. And the tools that I like using, that my team uses, is Midjourney to generate images, and then Icon Kitchen to actually create different sizes for Android and iOS app icons. Then number 4, keyword research. We'll go deeper on this one in the future modules. But for now, you need to know that you need to use an ASO tool and find relevant keywords that people already search for. So we don't want to really like reinvent the wheel here. We just want to go where people are already like searching and just position our app there. And this will help us bring more users to your app store organically. Then metadata. Once we figured out the keywords, we then need to turn those keywords into title, subtitle, and keyword field. And then we are moving into the screenshots part. So this will be the next day. It starts with a big claim, and we'll dive deeper on this big claim thing in the positioning module. Because the common problem I see is screenshots, people really see them as just like app manual or app guide or something, or like a feature list, and it's really not that. I like to think of screenshots as your app's billboard. So we need to have a big claim for people to really like stop scrolling to read the claim and have a reason to download your app. And yeah, this will grab attention and explain why people should download your app. We'll discuss this in detail later. Then the next thing, we need a big visual. So to expand on this big claim with a visual, again, like if you look at all the billboards from top brands such as like McDonald's or Coca-Cola or Nike, they all have a big claim and back it up with a visual, right? So we want to do the same with apps. So we're not like reinventing the wheel here. We're just modeling what's already working in different industries, in different marketing channels. We use Midjourney to create images and illustrations, or you can find an illustration or design one yourself. And we add this big visual so that people get more excited to download your app. And the first screenshot, like honestly, doesn't even need to have a screenshot, right? It can just be a text, which is a big claim, and the visuals that expand on it, and nothing else. Then we move on to the benefits. So you need text next to your screenshots, and the text shouldn't really talk about the feature. It should talk about the benefit that feature provides. And the big breakthrough here is people don't want to do stuff. They want to get stuff. So don't talk about what they need to do. Talk about what they will get from that feature. And that will motivate them more to click that download button. And then social proof. If you have, good number of downloads or reviews, ratings, always add that. And if there are, a lot of things created inside of your app, you can mention that, more than 5,000 documents created or something. And don't go to other channels, so paid ads, social, Reddit, TikTok, whatever, until you fix your app store. So until you do all of this first. Number 4, product. So big global statistic, 60% of app subscribers do so during onboarding. And that's why in the product, we will be focusing 80-90% of our efforts to the first time user experience, which is onboarding and then presenting the paywall. And then on the home screen, how easy it is to do the next step, to do your core action. And I identified 9 steps here to get the most out of the onboarding. Again, we will dive deeper into this in the future models, but for now, number 1 is flow. So every niche and app is different. For some niches, it makes more sense to do short onboarding versus for others, it makes more sense to do long onboardings. And ideally, you should not require users to sign in before trying your app. But on the other case, for other apps, it makes a lot of sense to first require sign in. We'll discuss this more. Then a welcome screen. Again, you need to make that big claim and remind people why they downloaded the app and why they should continue trying. You need to really persuade here. Why should they do anything? Why shouldn't they just close your app and watch Netflix? Why, right? You need to help them here. Then authentication, we will be using social sign-in. It's one-tap experience, and we need to make the experience as simple as possible for our users. Then the introduction onboarding screens, you need to expand your big claim. So here you are really introducing the features, but again, in terms of the benefits. And if you have any sort of science-backed proof or reasoning, this is the place where you add science-backed stuff or statistics or anything like that to persuade people into why they should continue this journey with you. If you have social proof, also add it. And then we get into advanced stuff, so we can segment our users to do 2 things. So first, to better understand who our users are, and then second, to later personalize the experience for them. So for my top app, during onboarding, I ask you what's your favorite topic out of 4, and based on the one you pick, I make the user experience different inside of the app and in the paywall and so on. So this is personalization, and then we basically want people to think, oh wow, this app is made just for me. Then we will be using psychological triggers to get them to share their problems, their goals, and to prepare them for the paywall. And here are, I think, 15 or so, 16 psychological triggers that you can use. And then the paywall, we will dive deeper on the paywall. But again, the most common problem I see with a paywall is that, people just write in the title upgrade to premium. And no one wants to upgrade to premium, right? They just want to get their dream outcome, their transformation. And the more we talk about them, the more money we'll make. And then as a bonus, feedback. So I have a great framework on feedback. You can check it here. And we basically want to funnel 5-star reviews to the App Store and funnel the negative feedback to our backend so that we know what to fix. Of course, this is more. There's more to the product side, but if you nail the first-time user experience, you'll do better than most apps out there. Okay, and now a few things about user experience. So I learned this from Sam Owens, which is actually the founder of School, the platform that we are using. And he says you should eat your customers' complexity. So what that means is the simpler your app is, the bigger the value. And don't try and be lazy here. Don't let your users take the complexity, right? If there's anything that you can simplify for them, skip a step, or do the step automatically from them, or help them like pick their next, thing, or if there are like 5 steps needed to get the value from your app, guide them on those 5 steps. Don't let them need to like decide and figure things out. And if you need motivation, well, users will say thank you with their hard-earned money if you eat their complexity and make the app easier. And to back this up even further, there's a value equation by Alex Hormozy that we can use here. And if you don't know who the guy is, he's actually co-owner of School right now, and he has a portfolio of apps, sorry, not apps, businesses, doing 250 million per year. So that's revenue. It's not even valuation. And he created this value equation. And value is basically, we want a dream outcome. We want to increase the perceived likelihood of achieving that dream outcome. And we want it to be as short as possible with basically no effort or sacrifice, right? And then if we think about just like theoretical maximum value that our app could provide, right? So people would get what they want, which is their dream outcome. It would be 100% guaranteed, which is the perceived likelihood of achievement. They would get it immediately, so no time delay, and they wouldn't need to do anything, right? So no effort and sacrifice. Now, of course, this is the theoretical maximum, but our goal with user experience is to get as close to that maximum as possible. And now let's finish it up with analytics. So how to track and what will be the metrics that we will try and move here during this workshop. So there will be in the App Store and inside of the app. So let's talk App Store first. So these are the 8 analytics metrics that you get in the App Store, and we will focus on 3 here. So number 1 is impressions, and we will be moving impressions by keywords, ratings, and revenue. And yes, the more money your app makes, the higher you will rank and the more impressions you will get. Then number 2, conversion rate. We will be improving this with screenshots and app icon. And then proceeds per paying user, number 3, which we will be optimizing with subscription pricing. And then in the app, of course, we need data so that we can make decisions. And if you are not sure what to use RevenueCat SDK for subscriptions, and use Firebase Analytics for events. Now, if you're already using any tool like Mixpanel, Amplitude, or something else, that's fine. You don't need to use Firebase Analytics. But if you don't know what to use, I believe the simplest one is Firebase Analytics, because chances you will need Firebase anyway. And you should track these 7 events, again, with Firebase Analytics or any other tool that you are using. Onboarding start. So track this when the first onboarding screen is shown, then onboarding step completed, so onboarding step 1 completed, onboarding step 2 completed, and so on, after each step is completed, and then onboarding finished when user completes the onboarding. So this is before like showing any sign in, sign up screen, any paywall, anything. It's just the onboarding. And then sign in, sign up. You can use Firebase Analytics API for this, or any other analytics SDK. And sometimes some apps have sign up, some apps don't. Sometimes it happens before onboarding, sometimes after, but we want to track anyway. Then paywall shown. So we want to track once the paywall is shown, so that we figure out how many users see the paywall and then how many of them are subscribing. Of course, the next step is we want to track purchased, and Firebase Analytics tracks this automatically for you. If you're using other tool, then you'll probably need to track this manually. And then your core actions. So every app has it, right? So for expense tracker would be expense added. For some sort of shop would be product added. For a trip app would be trip booked. So track your core action. And that's it. So to sum it up, master this model with 1 app, then do it with more apps, and then basically nothing's stopping you from making more money. It's just a matter of time. Thanks. Okay, let's talk about positioning. So vague apps make no money. I see this all the time. So food apps, habit apps, expense tracker apps, community type of apps. So they're just like too vague, too broad, and really like for everyone. And then that just means they're there for no one. So that's why, if you have an app and it's in these kind of spaces, that's probably why it's not making as much money as you'd love. So the good news is it's not that hard to fix it and turn it into something that's making a lot more money. So apps that solve a specific problem for a specific person make money. Okay, so instead of an expense tracker or habit tracker, turn it into something more for a specific type of person, right? So don't make it for everyone, make it for, I don't know, engineers or stay-at-home moms or real estate investors or someone, right? So be more specific, and then the marketing and the product becomes easier, and you can even charge more because it's just for that like specific person. And then apps that solve a specific problem for a specific person in a unique way make even more money. So, well, I'll give you the examples, but if the space is crowded, which it was for my 100K app in the meditation space, I just found like a unique way to solve this problem that everyone else was also solving, and that's why it made more than $100,000. So let's get into it. So Jason Fried, co-founder of 37 Signals, very smart guy, he tweeted this: here's what our product can do, and here's what you can do with our product. Sounds similar, but they are completely different approaches. And that's basically positioning. So this is what you should think about when building your apps. So don't think what my product can do, what my app can do, right? I see this all the time. Oh, I have this app for like all-in-one something. It will have like these 17 features and it's going to be amazing. And I always think like, okay, but why? Like, what problem are you solving? Who are you solving it for? Right? So for example, if I want to play drums and you tell me, oh, this is like an all-in-one app with communities and I can enter my drum kits and whatever, I'm like, okay, but like, why would I use it? Instead of being vague, why not just create like a drum lessons app? These are like beginner lessons, these are intermediate, these are advanced lessons, and walk me through, and maybe like the first few beginner lessons are free and the rest I need to pay for, right? So I get hooked with the basic stuff, and then for the advanced stuff I need to pay, right? Great way to make money, like specific problem, specific person, and specific solution. So this is the mindset that we want to be using. And then User Onboard made a great visual about this, which I really love, and it's like constantly in my mind, right? So there's the Super Mario, there's the thing that he eats or whatever, and then he becomes this like great person, great Super Mario that's like bigger and can throw fireballs or something. And everyone thinks like this is our product and this is how we should advertise, right? This is, it's nice to eat, it's whatever, it just takes blah blah, right? It just talks about the product. So instead of talking about the product, what you should be saying is like, what does the person get from the product and what does the person become? So if we go back to that like a drum app, you don't go, oh, we have like 4,700 whatever different videos. You just say like, become a drum pro in a month, or I don't know, right? Something like, or maybe like the time frame is too short, right? Just like become a drum pro, and then you can have an image of either a famous drummer or someone that's a drummer on a concert or whatever, right? Like paint the picture for them. Like it's not about your product, about your like lessons or whatever you are building. It's all about what does this do for the person and what does this help the person become. So this is your product, and this is what you should be talking about in your marketing, and also when thinking about app ideas. So this is like two ways, right? When thinking about app ideas just in your own mind, and also when marketing your app ideas on the store, on your ads, on social media or whatever you are using. And when even like talking with friends, never talk about features, just talk about like the benefits, the outcomes, and what does the app help you with. Okay, so now let's be practical. How to do this? So first, like you need to understand your niche, right? Like again, if you are building for everyone, you are building for no one. So who is your customer? Like, can you really describe them? What's their age? Are they young, old? And then if old, how old? If young, how young? What's the age range? And then where they're from? So different countries, different cultures expect different behavior, right? And different things that are visually pleasing in China might not be as visually pleasing in the Europe or maybe in the US. So, and are they like employed? Do they have a partner? Do they have kids? How does they look like? And do they have money to invest? And this is a big one, right? So the more money they have to invest, the more money you'll probably make if you solve a painful problem for them. So I always like I see so many apps that are like student note-taking apps or just like targeting students in general, and it's gonna be hard to make money, right? Not saying you can't, but compare that to just targeting like real estate investors or someone with just like more money, right? And then what's the dream outcome? So like, what are they trying to accomplish? They're like, no one cares about your app, it's the sad truth, but it's also a happy truth. Like, the more you talk about them and their outcome and what they can do with your app, the more money you'll make. So again, forget about features. Like, what is the problem that you are solving for them? What is the big transformation they want to achieve? I saw recently a stop vaping app making a lot of money, and it's like super simple, right? Like, in 2 words, I explained the whole app, and like I don't need to tell you the features or anything. Like, if you're vaping and want to stop vaping, like the app is for you, right? And that's why they're making, I don't know, like 40K per month or something. Then what's the dream outcome, or what is the big desire? So this depends on niches, right? Some niches maybe won't have like a transformation. Maybe they'll just have like a desire to fulfill. But yeah, either way, focus on the people and not on the features. The bigger the problem, the more money you'll make. The bigger the transformation, the more money you'll make. The bigger the dream outcome, the more money you'll make. The bigger the desire, the more money you'll make. And I hope you see the point here. It's not about your app, not about your features. It's about the people and their problems, transformations, desires, and dreams. And the bigger they are, and the better you solve them, the more money you make. And maybe let me address the elephant in the room. I know there are a ton of like marketers and content out there that focuses a lot on like keywords and just trying to be like to outsmart the market, basically. Those things are like super volatile, and it's always going to change, right? Keywords change, trends change, things change, right? So what doesn't change is human beings. So they are pretty much the same for the last like 100,000 years, right? Now it's all about maybe the dollars and euros or whatever, but previously it was also about like the status and who gets more whatever bigger land or whatever, right? So the money and the material things are always there, right? And then the things that are also always there, like people need to eat, people need to be healthy, people need to find a partner, find a community. Those things like don't change as much. Keywords, they change on a daily basis. So start with the problem, start with people, and then go to keyword research. And then go to Reddit groups, to Facebook groups to do your research. Okay, if the market is too crowded, then just picking a big problem will not be enough. You will also need to create what I call a new category and avoid the red ocean. So if you haven't read the blue ocean strategy, don't worry, I haven't read it either. But I know the big idea from that book is you don't want to go into the red ocean where there are a lot of sharks. So you'll basically get eaten alive and die. What you want to do instead is go to the blue ocean. So a place that no one else is occupied, and there's always going to be a blue ocean, no matter what. Like sometimes it's going to be small, sometimes it's going to be large, but there's always opportunity. Okay, So anyone that tells you the market is like too crowded, too saturated, it's not. You can always find a sweet spot. And here's how to find it. So you can research your competitors. So go to the store listing, read the reviews that people are posting, and try and understand their positioning. Like, what are their marketing messaging? Like, what are they saying? How are they positioning themselves in the market? What does Calm do? What does Headspace do if you are in the meditation? Those are like not the same apps. They're positioned differently. So really try and understand what's the angle that they are going for. And then if you research, like the big players, you will figure out like where are they going and what is the sweet spot. And I'll give you examples how I found my blue ocean in with those sharks such as Calm and Headspace. Then the second thing you can do is research communities, so Facebook groups, subreddits, even this school platform that we are on, LinkedIn, X or Twitter, Telegram. There are a lot of communities, so you can do a research there. And the third thing, how you'll find blue ocean, is just you, so your competitive advantage. So if you are the expert in some field, you experience the problem, so you have like deeper knowledge versus people that are just building to make money, or you have an insight that no one else does. So that's a third way to find your blue ocean. And then you should be like there's a continuum between like mainstream and crazy. So again, if we go back to the meditation space, like mainstream would be like Calm and Headspace and like these audio guided meditations daily. And then there's crazy, and my app was more like on the crazy side. So that 100K app, I talked about some like niche and taboo topics that Calm and Headspace would never talk about. And also I went, this was the first topic. And then the second topic, when everyone zigs, you zag. So everyone in the meditation space was going for the long audio guided meditations. And I flipped like every single word in that sentence. I went to short, text, actionable lessons. And that was my blue ocean. So I just flipped what everyone is doing, and was easy to differentiate. And then what's your headline? So let's wrap it up with your one-liner. And we need to be super specific here. So app name helps niche to dream outcome. And then if your space is crowded, you should also add with unique mechanism. And let's check some of the examples. So Zillow helps families buy a new house. Super simple, super obvious, right? Then Mind, this is my app, so helps 30-year-olds achieve spiritual awakening. I could have also added with bite-sized text lessons maybe. And the reason why I picked 30-year-olds, because I was basically building the app for myself. At 30-year-old age, you should have like either have some sort of like a degree or started a job and then you're probably moving into a new home. Either you bought it or you are renting in or whatever, and you probably are like have a partner at this stage. So for me, I checked all of the boxes, in terms of like happy person checklist. I had it all, but I was not happy inside. So that's why I built this app, and it's for me when I was like 30 years old a few years ago. And then 7, which is a really good app, and they like nail the positioning. So 7 helps couch potatoes get in shape with 7-minute home workouts. So people that don't really like doing much, going to the gym or anything. So couch potatoes, get in shape. This like marketplace is like this like market is super crowded, but they are focusing just on people that don't even go to the gym, and with 7-minute home workout. So they need their unique mechanism because the space is so crowded, and like everyone has like 7 minutes in a day, right? So that's why the 7 app just becomes super successful and have like tens of millions of users. So that's positioning. After you finished your app's positioning, now it's time to get some eyeballs to your app store. And the best way to do this is with keywords. So I like to say keywords are the algorithmic side of the App Store optimization. So based on keywords we choose, algorithm will be showing our app in search suggestions, in related apps, and similar. So we want to add relevant keywords that will bring us more impressions. And then the conversion, heavy lifting, will be done by the human side of the App Store optimization, which is screenshots, which we will be covering in a separate lesson. So for keywords on iOS, title and subtitle have a 30-character limit, so please use it. I see so many apps that just use like 10 or 15 characters out of the 30-character limit. And I also see some apps not even have a subtitle, so huge opportunity there. Please use the 30-character limit. You will get more impressions. And then the keyword field has a 30-character limit. Use it. On Android, similar. Title has a 30-character limit. Use it. And short description has a... this is a mistake, not a 30-character. They have an 80-character limit. So use it. Okay. Okay, how do we actually pick keywords? So let me walk you through my process. We will need an App Store optimization tool, and I'm using AppTweak. I'm not saying it's the best tool, but my advice is to use a popular tool. And the reason is simple. So App Store optimization tools are based on estimates. And the more data the tools have, so the more people use it and connect their apps, the better their estimations will be. So all of the like free tools, cheap tools, I just don't like them. So I like the most popular tools because they will have bigger budgets to create better estimation algorithms, and they will have just more apps in so that they have more data. So yeah, just use any of the popular tools. So let's go. First step is we need to find competitors. So I like picking 5 competitors in the niche and picking the smaller ones, but also larger ones. So as an example, I'm using one of my horrible apps. That's just like a picture border maker, basically. So for social media, if you look at like this image being maybe my social media profile picture, it just like adds like a round, like a circle around it. Could be gradient with text, or could be just solid color. So that's the app basically. So let's try and pick keywords for it. So first we need competitors, and then let's see how smart AppTweak is with finding relevant competitors here. Seems slow, so maybe something like profile picture maker. So we can see the circle. So this should definitely be one of the apps that we should focus on. Profile avatar maker. This seems like a good choice as well. And by the way, I'm just like taking a shortcut here, right? I'm doing the competitor research inside of the tool, but a lot better is to do your competitor research inside of the App Store. But we don't have time for that like on this video. So please do the research on your own. I'm just taking a shortcut here to save time, nothing else. So yeah, maybe circle border image, something like that. Circle border. Okay, profile border, I like it. Profile ring maker. Profile picture border editor. So, okay, these are 5 competitors. And again, like you should go like into the store and find like some bigger competitors, some smaller ones. Here, I'm just taking a shortcut for that process. And Now, that was number one, pick competitors. Now, number two is keywords. We go into the SO tool, find the competitors, and add the keywords they use in the title, subtitle, description. And then finding more keywords from other categories, top installs, recommended, and opportunities. And we're aiming for at least 100 keywords. So let's start with that. First, I select all. Then I analyze all the keywords inside of the title, subtitle, and in this case, like keyword field is not, it's private, so no tool really has access to it, but we can analyze from the description field. And let's see how many do we get, 84. So we definitely need more. So we can go into top installs and find opportunity. So PFP maker, definitely a good keyword, so profile picture maker. Okay, rank keywords. These are all low, so this number 5 means there's not a lot of traffic. Let's see if we can find more traffic. No crop, profile viewer, photo circle. This one definitely good. And by the way, based on your competitor choice, the keywords will be drastically different. So my competition choice wasn't that good for this app, so that's why some of the keywords, there isn't like a ton of keywords with like higher traffic. So when you pick that's why I love picking like big competitors with like million downloads plus, and smaller competitors with not a lot of downloads, and then we can find some like niche keywords. So, but let's continue the process. So maybe avatar creator is good, and then all the rest have just like number 5 traffic. We want to skip that. Instagram profile. Maybe if the app had also an option to crop the photo, then I would add this, but it doesn't, so I'm gonna ignore it. Frame photo, I guess this makes sense. This is all 5, so we're gonna ignore. Ring. I don't think, I think this is like a brand name, not really the ring for the photo. Picture builder, I guess. Yeah, that's it. Okay, we didn't nail it, but it's we didn't cross the 100 keywords just because the competitor choice was pretty bad for me. But yeah, when you get bigger apps, you will have a ton more keywords with a lot of volume, so you will get to 100. And then what I like doing, the next step, now comes the art of it. So go through the keywords and favorite the ones that are highly relevant, and do this until you have at least 20 favorite keywords. So first, like, we added all of the keywords, and now we just want to favorite the ones that are highly relevant for our app. So we order by volume, and we ignore everything that's a 5, because if you check, 5 is the lowest number, so it pretty much means like no volume. So we ignore that. Frame photo free, I guess that works. We can call this a frame. I called it a border, but frame is another word. Picture border editor, definitely. Photo creator might not be as relevant. PFP, definitely. That's profile picture. Count profile. Border. Maker. Avatar creator. I'm gonna add this one. Might not be as relevant, so we can add it maybe as in the keyword field, not our like top priority. PFP maker, definitely. Photo circle. Picture builder, I guess. Profile picture maker. Photo circle. Picture. Maybe also avatar maker. social circle, pick. And all of these are like way too competitive. I don't even want to add them. Let's see how many do we have, 16. Yeah, I think we can work with this. And then the next step. So now for the small apps, I would start with low competition and low volume and move my way up, because we want to start like getting some impressions, right? If we pick the high volume and high difficulty keywords, we're just not going to be able to rank for them. So I like to start low and work my way up as I get more traffic. So then here, what I like doing is actually exporting. So I click this all checkbox, then I export to, I download the CSV. And then I open the CSV and I select just the keyword. And it's ordered by volume descending. And I go into my metadata sheet that I will be linking, and I just paste it like somewhere on the right. And then here, I have the sheet for like iOS, title, subtitle, keywords, and Android title, short description. And here we see that the max length for title is 30, for subtitle is also 30, and for keywords it's 100. And same thing for Android, title is 30 and short description is 80. And now what I want to do is start playing with it. So let's see what we can rank for. So frame photo, picture border, profile maker, PFP, and our app name is Propi, not sure how to pronounce it, but that's the app name. And I like adding this last. So first the keyword. So let's see if we can actually rank for the picture border editor. 28 length. This seems good. Picture border editor, right? It's like it's the full keyword, but it's also the explanation of the app. So it's very obvious. I like that. I like that combination of keywords where it's like obvious what the app does, but it's also the keywords that people search for. So I think I'll stick with that. And then what are some of the rest, starting from the bottom? Frame photo, free PFP, border, profile. Let's see, what were some of the easier difficulty, lower difficulty. Border, avatar creator, or profile picture maker. So maybe we can use this one as the subtitle, and the profile picture we already have, so we're gonna ignore that. And border, we can use something like this so that we rank for frame as well. Profile and also photo. Let's try and rank for that one. Profile, photo, frame maker. Can we add circle? It's too much, right? 32. This would be ideal. What's the keyword I want to remove? Profile, photo, circle, frame maker. What would be the highest chance? Profile, border, circle, maker. Seems like frame is not that important, so maybe I can just go with this. Okay, and then we have 4 characters left. I can include PFP here. But it does look silly. So the keywords are there, but let's also figure out if we can make it like nice for humans to read it as well. Picture border editor sounds good. I don't think I would change anything there. PFP profile photo circle maker. Maybe it's not that bad. Profile photo circle maker. PF profile photo. Maybe like this sounds better. Profile photo circle, PFP maker. So I like this. We used 28 out of 30 for title and 30 out of 30 for subtitle. And then what we want to do with the rest is just like add the keywords from our list in the keywords field that are not in the title and subtitle. And let's just see if there are any like duplicates. So picture, border, editor, profile photo circle, PFP maker. Okay, no duplicates. That's good. So what didn't make it? Frame, free, picture border editor. We have that. PFP border profile maker, avatar, creator, photo circle with one word, picture builder, profile picture maker. We have photo circle. We have avatar maker. We also have social and also pick. Okay, so because I haven't added 100 keywords and then more than 20 favorites, I'm missing a few keywords for my keywords field. So yeah, when you do this properly with the competitor research and actually adding 100 plus keywords and actually favoriting more than 20, you should fill this up, this keyword field. And yeah, if you haven't, then you can continue going into the metadata, selecting all, and maybe going into here with the description, showing more, and then also like these like lower level keywords, I guess. So you could add those and then go through everything else, like the top installs, rank keywords, and so on. And you should be getting enough here. So yeah, this is the process. This is what we ended up with. So that was the metadata. And then the number 5 is update. So update your App Store listing with these, title, subtitle, and keyword field. And we need to wait like 2 to 4 weeks for the results to settle. So there will be a lot of experiments early on, and there will be, peaks, impression peaks. But after 2 to 4 weeks, the algorithm should settle. And then we just check, like, if impressions increased, awesome, we move on to the next bottleneck. But if not, then we go back to step 1 and find different keywords. So maybe it turns out picture border editor is not as relevant, and maybe like avatar maker should be our main thing. And then we put, avatar maker something, in the title, and we keep iterating. And I guarantee you will get more users if you just follow the process and don't give up. So if you don't get more impressions, don't give up. Just continue the process and fine-tune it until you start getting keywords. Impressions, more impressions. Now, it's not that simple as I'd like it to be. So let me give you some tips on keywords. Aim for ranks 1 to 3. So if you're not really going to get installs if you're rank number 37 for, a high volume keyword. Doesn't matter if it's high volume if you don't get that high volume, right? So especially early on, just focus on low competition, low volume, and just get ranked number 1 there. And then you will start earning your app power, as they call it. And then you can rank for some higher volume and competition keywords. Number 2, keyword work is an iterative process, so do it roughly once per month. And then the big stuff that I didn't understand for years, there are other factors affecting your keyword ranking. It's not just do you put it in the title or not. Otherwise, everyone will be ranked #1 for everything in the title, right? It's not that simple. First thing, bounce rate. So there's bounce rate on web, right? When you Google something and then you click a link and you open that web page, but you don't like what you see, so you immediately go back. So that's called bounce. And that's like a negative signal for the ranking. So that was the web example, but the same thing is happening on the App Store. So when people delete your app quickly after the first open, that is also a bounce, and that will be a negative signal, and that will tell App Store don't rank this app for the keyword that the person used to download because they deleted the app afterwards. And then, if we expand on bounce rate, like retention is your keyword ranking factor. So the longer people retain, the higher you will rank for the keyword that they use to download your app. Same thing with revenue. It's a business at the end of the day. Like Google and Apple want to make money, and the more money you make, the more money they make. So because they take a cut, so why wouldn't they promote your app to more people if it's making a lot of money? And then ratings, of course, we should always aim for like 4.5 average or higher. And if you're not there, then just like read what people are complaining about and fix the things they're complaining about. And then number 2, ask for ratings. So we'll cover that in day 7, but you need to ask for ratings. So yeah, making your app better will rank it higher. And making the app better is, all of this, like retention and revenue and ratings. And yeah, Google and Apple are businesses. They love promoting apps other people love to use and buy. This also makes them more money, so aligned goals. Okay, bringing outside traffic. So from paid ads, social communities, wherever. Like if you bring outside traffic to the stores, this will increase your keyword ranking. So again, Google and Apple are businesses and they love if you bring new traffic to them. On iOS, screenshots are the biggest factor for conversions. So keywords we use to bring impressions, and then the conversion will be done with screenshots. And if your conversion is low, that means usually your screenshots suck, so you should make them better. Another reason why your conversion can be low is if you bring the wrong traffic. So for example, for this example that we used, if I just added a keyword that's like, let me go back and find a keyword that's like not really what the app is for. So if I, let me order by volume and then find a keyword that's not really relevant. So something like, I don't know, like Clubhouse, right? Like I could add this, but or like photo editor, maybe a better example. Like this is not really like a full photo editor. So I could maybe bring traffic through that keyword, but it's not as relevant. It doesn't have like any sort of like cropping or filters or anything like that a photo editor app should have. So even if I bring the traffic, if the app is not about photo editing, doesn't matter. I will initially rank high for that, and then the ranking will drop, and I will probably not even rank for photo editor anymore. And then on Android, short description matters a lot for conversions. So it's a 80 character field that people do read, and that's used for keywords, for conversion rate improvement. So yeah, you can run experiments on it and see what resonates with people the most. So you can add keywords there, but also make it like nice to read so that people convert. And then some keyword field tips. So this is more iOS specific. So in the keyword, you should have single word separated by comma. So exactly how I did it here. So no spacing, no like 2 words, 5 words. It's just like 1 word separated by comma. So no spaces. And by the way, like, if you have spaces, you can get like an extra keyword or 2 by just removing spaces. Singular form only. So Apple will rank you for plurals automatically. So you don't need like to enter like avatars and avatars, right? You can just enter avatar and Apple will rank you for the avatars, for the plural version automatically. And that goes for everything, by the way. So, for example, whatever, if I want to rank for borders, like I don't need it. I can just enter border and I will rank for borders. Keywords at start have higher weight, and this applies for title, subtitle, and keyword field. And so the reason we want to add our top keywords first in the title is because this has higher weight versus the words at the end. And another reason is if you start with keywords and your brand name last, you have a chance to rank in the search autocomplete suggestions. And this is the channel that can get you a lot of traffic, a lot of impressions. You will rank for keyword combinations. So you don't need to enter all the different combinations for the same keywords. You will rank for combinations. Now, of course, if you want to strategically target a specific combination, so for example, I want to target avatar maker, then just add it, in the at the start of your title, right? Like avatar and then maker. But here I will rank for avatar maker because it's avatar is in the keyword, maker is in the subtitle, but I will not rank as high as I will for maybe picture border or picture border editor. And don't duplicate keywords. Only the first keyword occurrence matters. So title has the highest power, then subtitle, then the keyword field, and then the description. So for your top keywords, add them in the title, then the second in the subtitle, and then third in the keyword field, and then fourth in the description. And then if you want some more examples, you can just click this link and it filters, here by ASO posts, and you can see how we did ASO work for some of the clients inside of the app growth system. So that's keywords. So you've picked the right app idea that is profitable. You've positioned your app so that you dominate a space in the market and solve a specific problem for specific type of person. You've added keywords to your app store to bring impressions to your store. And the next step now is to convert those impressions to downloads. So for that, we will be using screenshots. So big breakthrough. Screenshots are not your feature list, just one of the submit steps, necessary evil of App Store that you just need to do and forget about it and hate the fact that you need to do it. It's not just, smashing your screens and words into a form that, you just do and forget. And it's not something that you do after you build your app. So screenshots are not your app's manual or anything like that. They are your app's billboard. So they are sales. Screenshots are sales and marketing. They're not a manual or something. So use them to grab attention and motivate people to download. And this is what 99% of the apps are not doing. So, they're just using it for the feature list. Instead, you should be treating them as your app's billboard. So, what that means, we shouldn't be inspired by other apps in the store because most of them are doing things wrong. We should actually be inspired by billboards. So, McDonald's, Nike, things like that. And what are they doing in their billboards? They have an insanely top level copywriting, and they have visuals to back up the claims and the things that they are saying. So let's cover each. Copywriting first. So learning copywriting will enable you to do a lot of stuff. So write screenshots, screenshot titles that convert eyeballs to downloads, write onboarding titles and text that converts downloads to dollars, write better notifications so people actually click on them and open your app. It will increase onboarding completion rate, paywall completion rate. It will increase retention. It will make you more money. If you have a landing page, it will increase the landing page conversion. It will also enable you to hire better team members and grow your social media following. And these are just some of the benefits of learning copywriting. So if you are, if you haven't spent any time on copywriting, then I hope this motivates you to do so. And then copywriting, if I could put it in like one line. So copywriting isn't about the words you write. It's about what they make the reader feel. So the more we talk about them, the more they will do what we want them to do. And the next problem I see with copywriting, especially in the App Store and in the apps, it's just like too complex, too much jargon, too much tech words. So lower the grade level of the language across all like everything: screenshots, onboarding, paywall, just everything. And if you don't know how to do that, just use the Hemingway app. So here you can add your words, paragraphs, anything, and here it will grade the readability. So right now, there's this word that I cannot even pronounce, and it's postgraduate, right? And instead of this, if we just said, ride a horse, then you can see grade 0. So pretty much everyone, even my 3-year-old daughter could understand what this means, right? And that's what we want. The more people understand, the more people will do the things that we want them to do. So yeah, and aim for 3rd grade. Okay, so this was copy, and now on to some persuasion and value frameworks. So there are 2 actually, and one I learned from Ed Lawrence. He uses it for YouTube. So the YouTube video ideas, but also the YouTube thumbnails and a lot more in his business. But we're just gonna apply it to our apps. And he has one of the biggest YouTube business consultants, I guess. So Ben's framework. We want things to be big, easy, safe, and new. So big, people want a big outcome. So if the outcome or the problem you're solving is small and no one cares about, then just rethink can I make it somehow bigger? Can I find a bigger problem? Then easy, how easy it is. If I need to do 174 steps across 7 years, I'm probably not gonna be persuaded to hop on this journey. So can you make it simple? Can you make it in 7 days, in 30 days, in 5 minutes a day? Then number 3, how safe this is. So to make things more safe, you can add social proof, you can add any PR or download numbers that you have, any sort of numbers that is basically a proof saying, okay, this thing actually works and other people agree on that. And number 4, new. So people are attracted to new things and new stuff. So even though the problem that they have it might be old and other people are solving it in other apps, the fact that there's a new angle to solving this problem will attract people. So this is one of the frameworks that we will be using for screenshots, and I'll show you later how. The second framework is actually Value Equation from Alex Hormozy. So, he uses it for creating offers from $100 all the way to $1 million plus. But we will apply it to our apps. So there are 3 components, 4. One is the dream outcome. So what is the big dream outcome people want? And the bigger the outcome, the bigger the value. What is the perceived likelihood of achievement? So it's very similar to this safe thing, right? So how confident am I that I will achieve this outcome with you and your app? You need to tell this to people. Again, social proof helps us the most here. And then time. How much time will it take? If it takes me 2 years, I'm probably not gonna do it. Versus if I can find a solution that takes me 2 days. So yeah, we want the time delay to be as short as possible. And then effort and sacrifice. So what do I need to do that I don't like? Or what do I need to not do that I actually do like? So these are the 2 variables here, and we want to reduce this as much as possible. So we don't want them to do anything they don't want, and we want them to keep doing the things they like doing. So that would be some kind of maximum that we are aiming for. And then let's use these frameworks to create what I call slippery slide screenshots. So we want people to almost like behave as if they're on a slippery slide, right? So once they sit and start sliding, there's like no way to stop it. They just need to, continue reading and eventually download our app. So here's the framework that I created. I've combined Benz and value equation to create screenshots that grab attention and convert eyeballs to downloads. And the first screenshot is the most important one. So in the first screenshot, we want to make a big claim. And hopefully it should be like big enough so that it will raise some questions. And then we just pick like the top 3 questions and answer them in the next screenshots. And make it different, so visually different, so it grabs attention. You can, just use contrasting colors, adding people. People are attracted to other people. You can also add images, illustrations, bigger fonts, and so on. You can also add like social proof. So this is an example of the Zillow app, and I will give you more examples on the bottom. So it's an app to buy and sell homes, rent homes, get loans, and so on. So pretty much everything home related. And here, like we can see 2 people on the in front of a house. So we can assume they just like bought a house or are renting a house because they're like very happy and there are keys here. So yeah, we just assume that people, these 2 folks just like bought a new home. And then I know this is not a big claim, so Zillow is more focusing on restating the keywords that people are searching for. But you can see the big claim here is you will buy a new house through our app. Like it's subtext, right? It's basically what the first image is all about. And then what are some of the questions that arise out of this like first image? How can I find a home I like? Then number 2, will I be able to afford it? Like how much the homes cost? And then can I get someone to show me the home? So is there an agent that can help me? And then if we check like the next 3 screenshots, you will see that it answers those questions. So find a home, the most home and rental listings. And you can see there are a bunch of like homes and with the prices. So that one is checked. Then can I afford it? They turned it into see what you can afford. And it has like loan calculator that you can use. And then third one, agent tour, schedule a tour with a local expert. So you can see how you can like pick your time, your date, and the home, and you can schedule a tour with a local expert. So you can see how this like turned into a story pretty much. So these 2 folks grab your attention, then you can see they're in front of the home, and then you think, oh, okay, can I also buy a home? And then the most home rental listings. Then okay, great, but can I afford like these homes? And then see what you can afford, amazing. Then I can check if I can afford it or not. And then okay, yeah, that's very interesting. I would like to check that home in like more detail. I'm not gonna buy it online with one click. I would like to actually go there. And then the next step is schedule a tour with a local expert. Now Zillow is a $2 billion per year app. And this is, how their screenshots look like. And, it is like top of the top. So this is something that we should be aiming for. So here are more examples. These are like some of our clients actually. So this is a skincare app, and it went from, like exploring skincare, finding ingredients, and highlighting some of the like features into just like build the perfect skincare routine, and just like simplifying visually so that it's easier to read, not a lot of text, and focusing on one thing at a time, and everything is like aligned so there's no like visual noise, and everything is simpler and faster like to consume. Then this is a journaling app. So it went from I don't know, this kind of person that's not really like open, somehow that doesn't evoke like the correct emotions, into this person. I mean, it's illustration, but you can see the person laughing, and it's we really don't know what is like become a winner. It's a bit too vague. Then we turn it into daily journaling for mental clarity. So if you want mental clarity, then this app is for you. And then the rest of the screenshots are like the copy is pretty much tells a story, right? So journal daily with AI prompts, then reflect on your day. So first I journal, then I can reflect on it. and track your mood over time. So, okay, great, I can reflect on the days and I can track the mood over time. So you gain mental clarity, which is what I want, right? And then we ended up with the notifications where we basically just say like write, reflect, grow, repeat, which are the main components of the app. And yeah, the screenshots like on top don't really tell that story as emotionally and as like concretely as the ones on the bottom do. More examples. So this is a fitness app, and fitness is like super easy to market, right? Like everyone wants a six-pack, so why not just show a six-pack on the first screenshot? And then the rest, again, like we want to keep things simple, like just 4 to 6 words on top, screenshots on the bottom, and like one feature or like benefit at a time. And like everything is like one style pretty much. And also like advanced marketing here. So similar people will be attracted to similar people. So if you want to attract like males getting in shape, then just show a male having a six-pack, right? If you want to attract females, just show a female image, of a female in shape. This is a mental health app. So on top, there's a lot of black and a lot of text, and it's just, again, doesn't, like I get the wrong emotions, right? It's like dark, it's negative, I really don't like it. It's not like, welcoming at all. Versus the app on the bottom, you can see the sun smiling, so immediately like I have better emotions, right? And then, okay, like what does it do? I feel better within the 7 days. Okay, that's an amazing claim. Tell me more, right? And then like we back it up with social proof. 96% of users feel positive within 1 week, right? And then we go over some of the things inside and like science-based audio coaching, things like that. And then this one is for legal documents. So the problem with the ones on the top is it's like too boring and I don't really see what's going on. And the screenshots are like jumping. So it adds, just adds to the cognitive load. And then we just turned it into, legal draft in 30 seconds. And it's big, it's easy to read, it's, super obvious. And then like more than 5K documents created. And then it tells a story, right? So first pick templates, then fill in the blanks, and then choose your jurisdiction, and off you go. You export, and that's it. So, yeah. And the last one this is for football or soccer coaches, depending on which continent are you located in. And it went from just like the simple like screenshot plus text into really like painting the picture. So this is for coaches, and why not just put a picture of a coach that's like confident and in their like a coaching shirt. And then our big claim is coach your players like a pro. So this is more for like younger kids that are being coached. So basically the coach's dream outcome is for their players to hold a gold trophy. So why not just show that, right? And then when there are like a lot of screenshots that are all the same, follow all the same pattern, we need to break it somehow. And here we break it with highlighting certain words here, and also adding like more, just bigger font weight, so making it bolder so that it's easier to read, and just adding padding so that it's more comfortable and not all like too tight. And then it also tells a story, right? So first you track your player match stats, and then you can like climb the league ladder and get that trophy. So you turn your players into stars, and this is like player data. Then you turn your team into winners. This is team data. And then you can manage your fixtures, which are your matches, and add certain events and share with your fans. So you can see how everything flows nicely. There are more examples with screenshots, so you can click here and check the ASO work that we do to get inspired. But yeah, that's it. That's screenshots. Okay, here are some more breakthroughs for you. So onboarding is also sales. Similar to screenshots, it's not your manual, it's not your feature list, anything like that. It's sales. So here's a global statistic to back this up. 60% of subscribers do so during onboarding. So we need to optimize our onboarding flow for sales and not feature explanation. And we need to show our paywall after onboarding. That's when people are in the buying mood, in the buying window, and they are searching for solutions. They maybe downloaded your app and like 20 other apps, or they're researching other ways to solve the problem that they have. And we need to commit them to our solution and so show that our solution is best, and have reasons why, and have that paywall at the end so that they can commit either to paying right away or starting a trial. And here's a quote from Jake Moore. So if you don't know who this is, he is a co-founder of Superwall, and Superwall is quickly build and test paywalls without shipping updates. It's a tool for paywall testing. And he said this. Let me move my face. Users convert when they are convinced your app solves a real problem in their lives. It's your job to show the user you understand the problem and have a viable solution for it, ideally in the first session. In other words, you want to get a user to that aha moment within 60 seconds of installing your app. Many times the best way to achieve this is during the onboarding. Embed an MVP of your app right into the onboarding process and guide the user through their first use case. For best results, follow this up with a paywall moment. And if you need an example, a movie recommendation app might ask the user to name 3 favorite movies during onboarding, then show a list of movies they might enjoy. A fitness app might ask what equipment the user has access to, and then show a preview of a routine they could follow. So just remember, apps that solve problems make money. You just need to prove your solution works. So I found 9 things you can use in your onboarding, and you don't need to use all of them, and you don't need to use them in this order that I will show you. So it will all depend on your niche, the problem that you are solving, the product, the price, and a few other factors. And then, like, general rule is the higher the price, the more persuasion you will need. And here's a big secret, like no one tells you. Almost no one knows what's gonna work. And the difference between $1 million apps and like $500 apps is that $1 million apps experiment all the time on the App Store, inside of the app, and across other marketing channels. And all the small apps never experiment all the time. What that usually means, they try screenshots, keywords once, and it doesn't work for my app, so they stop it. Same with onboarding, they try it once, it doesn't work, and then they just give up, and that's why they're small. So number 1, flow. We can experiment with short onboarding, long onboarding, sign-in required, not required, paywall before or after sign-in. So again, there isn't really a right answer here. You will need to experiment. And my general rule is, if you're not sure where to start, just start with the simplest form of simple and short onboarding with 3 pages, and then present a paywall. Welcome screen. So you need to make a big claim here. Again, remind the users why they downloaded the app and get them excited, not confused or bored. Again, this is sales, so we need to sell them on why should they use our app. Why not just like close it and watch Netflix? Then authentication. Sometimes it comes at start, sometimes at the middle, sometimes at the end of the onboarding. And ideally, just add social signing. So people love signing in with Google and Apple because it's a one-tap experience. So make it simple. Then the intro screens, you can expand on your big claim and introduce to the benefits and some of the features, and make sure you add like social proof and science or reasoning behind it. And you don't need to go like too deeper into like how to use the features. Once they start using it, the features should be simple enough. So you don't need to like really explain everything and let them know like you should click this, then tap that or whatever. It's more, again, like sales focused and not really feature focused. Then add social proof. So this will increase their perceived likelihood of achievement from the value equation by Hormozy. And the reasoning is, like, if it works for others, it will probably work for me as well. Then segmentation, so we can ask questions that will help us segment our users by different variables, and that way you will understand your users and you can use that data to personalize the experience later for them. So then comes personalization. We can ask questions to further personalize the experience, and we want them to feel as if the app is made just for them. And then preparation. So there are 16 psychological triggers that I've outlined here that you can use. And I will give you some of the examples. So you want them to share their problems, their goals, their dreams. And then we position the app as the solution to that. And then we present that on the paywall that's about to come. And we make sure they get excited and ready to buy. And then the last step is, of course, the paywall, which we will cover in a separate lesson. And if this link is not working, it's because the lesson is not live yet. So, okay, what are some of the examples? So this is like on the simpler side. So before there was like a important notice screen, then the onboarding screen, which is basically like everything in one screen and not really like like different button sizes and so on. And then there was the paywall that just says like unlock. So it's not really like user focused, it's more like feature focused, right? And then after what we did with the redesign, so we made the buttons like the same across everything, right? Here it's like rounded corners and here is more like a pill shape. So we made everything a pill shape. Number two, we added a title so that it's easier to figure out what's going on. And then on the onboarding, we separated these three things into separate screens. So first you pick a template, then you choose your jurisdiction, and third you export and share. And then lastly the paywall. So a few things we made these two. So there's monthly, there's annual. We made them different than the button. Here you can see like it's too similar. The button and this choice is very similar. Then we went from like app and feature focused that just says unlock all into benefit focused, right? So create legal drafts in 30 seconds. And we stuck with just like 3 benefits. So 5 might be too much, or 4. We just stuck with 3 and like 1 line each. And we also added this, like a badge that says popular, because we want to focus on the annual. And it also says start free trial instead of continue, so it's more aligned with what's actually going on. Then the next one, similar approach. So before there wasn't really an onboarding, and there were like really 3 different like claims or one-liners here. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3, and we just turned that into like 3 separate screens. Again, like turn players, track players and match stats, turn players into stars, turn your team into winners. So basically exactly what I want to do if I'm a football coach. And then the paywall was too confusing. And we redesigned it so that if it's a pro for like smaller coaches, then it's like one color. If it's for the club, then it's a different color with differences being shown in that different accent color. And then the same like things that we did for the previous one, we did for this one as well. And then the third, this is onboarding that's a bit longer for the fitness app. So we ask for a lot of stuff. So gender, creating the profile, adding your measurements, syncing health data if you want, pairing your jump rope if you have it, and then going into a framework that's called like pain agitate solution, right? Like what's your challenge, which is basically asking them to admit and tell us the pain that they are feeling. Then agitate, so really continuing with the pain, like what is, why is that important to you? How does that impact you? How do you feel about it? Things like that. And then the solution we present, we ask them like, what of these like features that we actually have would you like to have as well? And then we ended up with the paywall with all the things that we already that I already showed you. And then if you want more examples, just click this, and then this app design will be selected, and just go over some of the stuff that we did for onboarding and for MVP design for others, so you can get inspired. So that's onboarding, and it's sales. Don't forget, it's sales. It's not feature list. Thanks. Time to make some money. Paywall. So app founders get rich with subscriptions. Recurring revenue means they buy once, but you get paid every month or every year. And this can compound and have exponential growth and predictable revenue, which is what we want. On the other hand, one-time purchase means they buy once and you get paid once. And you need to keep finding new users. So this cannot compound nor have exponential growth and predictable revenue, which is what we want as app founders. So let's cover some of the basics for the paywall. I see a lot of paywall headlines, just like upgrade to premium. No one wants that. So instead, talk about users, their goals, their dreams, their outcomes, their transformations. So make a big claim based on their dream outcome. Then if you're not sure, just start with like annual with free trial. And what I heard from Jake Moore, founder of Superwall, adding check mark and then no payment now above the button where you have an annual with free trial, it always increases the conversion for some reason. Then monthly without the free trial, and then bullet point as benefits, not features. Ideally like 3 to 5. You really don't need more. Like you just need to like nail down the essentials. Like having 72 checkpoints, is it really better than just like 3? Yeah, I would say no. Like you don't overwhelm the user. Just mention like the main stuff that they're gonna get. And then optional, you can have a lifetime as a price anchor. So for example, if you're not sure, you can just start with like $5 per month and then $20 per year. And you can have like a lifetime as like $70 to $100 for these prices. And then, like $5 seems like a grab, and $20 as well. And by the way, sometimes people will buy lifetime. So my lifetime is $120. And people still buy it like maybe like once per month or so. And then on the price optimization, so don't increase the prices until you hit at least like 1% conversion to paying. Because if people are not buying, then like increasing the price probably will make you less money, not more money. So make sure you have at least 1%, ideally like 2 or 3% or more conversion to paying, and then it makes sense for you to increase the prices. And then when to show the paywall. So definitely during onboarding, so we covered that, but there are a lot more places where we can show it. So on every app open. And again, here's Jake Moore and his great insight. So there's a direct correlation between number of paywalls user sees and the amount of money we make per user. So what that means, the more paywalls we show, the more money we make. Of course, we don't need to, we shouldn't be like too annoying. So just showing it on every app open is a great, middle ground. Then there should be a button in the home screen somewhere. When you click it, you show the paywall. Similar thing in the settings or profile screen if you have those. And of course, like tapping on a premium feature. And if you need some kind of like estimation how much you should give for free versus paid, up to 10% should be free, and then the rest, like 90% of the app, should be paid. We don't want to give away like too much free stuff. And then there's discount paywall. So this is completely optional, but I see some apps make a lot of money this way. So you can show a discounted paywall with just an annual plan with a clear like discount percentage right after you right after they close the main paywall. So that means they didn't buy, but then you can show a discounted paywall. So I'm not sure if Apple really likes this. However, I've seen a lot of like big apps doing this, so worth trying, but don't push too hard on this. And don't go into any like crazy black hat, magic tactics, whatever, because Apple will not like it. So just be super open. This is like whatever, for 50% off. Here's the offer if you want it. If you don't want it, that's fine. You can just close it. So show this after they close the main paywall, and you can also have like a gift or an offer button somewhere in your home screen, maybe for the first 48 hours or something like that for the new users. And then if you need to get inspired, here are two examples. So one is our own examples for the MVP design and onboarding that we are doing, and the other one is again from the amazing Superwall team and Jake Moore on the different paywalls that you can just explore, and then you can see the apps, see how much they're making and what's their paywall. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the paywall, and that's how we make money. Okay, so you picked a niche, you picked a problem to solve for that niche, you've positioned your app so that you avoid competition, you've added a keyword to attract more impressions, then you implemented screenshots to convert those impressions to downloads. Then during onboarding, you prepared them for your paywall, which is how you are making money. And the only thing that's left right now is to ask for feedback, so you know what things to improve, what to add, what to remove, and also to get more 5-star reviews so that you can grow the app even further and get more impressions and keep the cycle going. So to make decisions based on data and not gut feeling, you need user feedback. So this is the simple framework that I created that funnels 5-star reviews to the App Store and everything else just to your backend. So here it is. First thing that you ask is, are you enjoying X? So are you enjoying like my app name, right? Are you enjoying Mind? And then give them an option to leave a 1 to 5 stars. So this is not a native review prompt. This is just within your app, and make it super obvious. That's like make it aligned to your app's design so that there's no confusion. Is this like a native prompt or is this from the app? So it needs to be your app prompt. Then if they rate 1 to 4 stars, then just ask like what can we do better, and give them an option to enter any message. So don't do like radio buttons when they pick one. Just give them an option with a big text box and a send button, and this way you will funnel negative feedback into your backend. So whatever that's on their mind, they can just dump it in the checkbox and send you, which is what we want. And then you can act on this feedback and make it better. And then they'll be happy, and then you can ask them to actually like rate again, and then they can leave you 5 stars. But if they tap on 5 stars, then you can just ask them, mind rating us on the store? And just like sure and no thanks. And by the way, this is me trying to be funny. My app is called Mind, but I also ask them, mind rating us on the stores. So haha, right? And if they say sure, then show the native app rating prompt. And if they say no thanks, that's fine. We don't need to do anything. Like they just said they don't want it, so we're not gonna prompt it. And this way you funnel the positive feedback into the stores. And if they don't want it, that's fine. We haven't like wasted the prompt, because we can ask only once every, I don't know, like 3 or 6 months or something like that. So this way we didn't waste it. We can still ask them again in the future. But don't overdo it. So just, don't annoy people. Okay, so this is the framework, but like when to ask it. So there are a few places that you can do it. So you can ask it, you can ask for feedback. You can have like an icon button in the home screen where they tap and then they can give you the feedback. You can have an info card if you want to be like more aggressive. So this will give you more feedback, but also might annoy people. You just need to test and see what kind of feedback you get. And by the way, this is what I use for my Mind app. So an info card on top of the home screen, and yeah, it's doing an amazing job. I think my average is like 4.7, 4.8, something like that. Then you can also ask on app open. So a few hours or days after opening your app for the first time, just showing a pop-up dialog. Again, if you want to be more aggressive, and then like the less aggressive version would be just an info card, and then even less aggressive would be just like an icon button somewhere. Then also in the settings, you can have a contact us button that opens the screen, again, just with text box and the send button. So we want this experience to be as simple as possible for them. So they just enter some text and then they send you feedback. So again, this is the feedback. Now, if you want to, just to optimize for ratings and reviews, you can also ask them after a aha moment. So after they finished, if it's a lesson app, after they finished the lesson and gave it 5 stars. But if you are asking just for feedback, again, like having a contact us button, it's usually where people expect the feedback button to be. And then as a bonus, so during onboarding, you can ask questions that can segment the users and give you more info. And this way you can also like get feedback what type of users are enjoying your app. But just be careful not to ask questions that really are not relevant to the app. So if your app doesn't like change it based on their like age or gender or where they're from, then don't ask those questions. It's just like annoying. And then the last thing, if you have any sort of content in your app, so any sort of like lessons, trainings, courses, meditations, guides, anything like that, then you can also ask for content feedback to figure out what content resonates with people and if there are any like problems or things that you need to address. So I use this for my text lessons in the Mind app, and like every day I'm getting new feedback on the content. And then what you can also do is use that feedback as a social proof. So you can say, 2,000 whatever people liked this content or gave 5-star or whatever, right? So this will improve the retention. And yeah, if you want it, then just ask for it, right? So this will help you get valuable feedback that you can use to make the content even better. So for me, people, found like typos or some sort of like mistakes or, better ways to do things or say things. And, I make the changes and people are super happy. And yeah, you can show the positive feedback to others in the app to show social proof and improve conversion rates across your content in the app. And you can use this for any sort of like content-based types of lessons, trainings, products, levels in a game, and so on. And then how to actually do it. So just ask this. So how was, and then like the content name, how was level 2, or how was, lesson on feedback and reviews for day 7. And then just show, again, 5 stars that they can tap to rate. And again, this is your in-app content, like it's not the app review prompt, so make sure it's that is like very obvious. And then the text box, which is optional to collect the review as well. So 5 stars is for the rating, and then a text box is for the review or feedback, which is optional. Sometimes people don't want to send you any text; they just want to rate and continue. And then the send button, and that's it. Then you get the feedback. You can address it if there's anything to address, but if not, you can use it to show it in your like content details page to add social proof and improve conversion rate. So that was day 7, feedback and reviews. That was the workshop. So if you want to get the resources we used inside and join me and more than 1,000 other app founders, then I would like to invite you to the App Founder School. It's completely free and the link is in the description below. See you inside.